ranking every single Alice in Borderland game from easiest to hardest. Let's go. By the way, this video will not include games that were not shown on camera. So let's dive into it. Now for the easiest game, in my opinion, it's going to be the Four of Clubs. If you're not familiar, this game is the game where you're in a tunnel and you have to find the goal. Now, what the characters here did, they made the game much harder than it needed to be. They could have just stayed in the bus that was the actual goal. This game killed a total of 2 people, but they literally could have won it so easily by just sitting in the bus the whole time. Our next game will be the Jack of Diamonds. In this game, there are 4 people, and you all have to team up to beat the Jack in a Chinese game called Mahjong. Now, I'm not very sure how to play this game, but it looks like all the people here are pretty well aware of how to play it, and in the end, you can see that they beat the Jack, which meant he died. Next, this may be controversial, is the Queen of Clubs, which is dodgeball. Now, I know not everyone is sporty and athletic, but as long as you don't fall off, you'll be okay, and you just have to have good balance. Like, just look at these 2 walking away from an explosion like the Terminator. Next up is the Four of Diamonds. Now, this one is the one where you have to figure out which switch is the right. Basically, you have to find out which switch is right to power on the light, and basically, water is filling up and you can get electrocuted really quickly. But the reason it's not that hard is because it just requires a little bit of logic and a little bit of thinking, because then the answer is obvious and they all clear the game. Next up is 10 of Clubs, which is bingo in a match factory. To win this, you have to get bingo, and you have to find the numbers in every single room, and the only source of light you have is a literal match. If you don't complete it within the time limit, then you're dead. It's a pretty easy game because more than one person can win it, and you just have to be very quick. Next up is the 3 of Clubs, and this is a very iconic game because it was the first game introduced to the series. The rules are simple. Pick one door. One door kills you, one door is safe. Now, this probably would have killed every single one of them if it wasn't for Arisu carrying the whole dang thing. Thanks to Arisu being a big-ass nerd, he helped drag the whole team to victory, with only some injuries to one person and 1 dead. Next up is the Jack of Clubs. This is where it starts actually getting hard. What you literally have to do is you have to fight against citizens, that's what they're called, in an arena and survive for like 10 minutes straight. And if you're Kuina, then you're good at this game, but besides that, you have to be really good at fighting to win this. Next up is 6 of Spades, and this one is called Beast Hunt, where there are tons of crazy animals, and you have to kill them all for points. Now, this one is very hard for very obvious reasons, because they're panthers and tigers, but it could be a little harder because a lot of them have guns, which makes it much easier, and you have a crazy samurai dude who, yeah. Next up is the iconic 7 of Hearts, and this one is iconic because this is the game where Arisu betrays his friends. This game is hide and seek, and basically one person is gonna be the wolf, and you transmit who the wolf is by eye contact to the machine. The reason this is insanely hard is because only one person can win, and you have to find a really good hiding spot in order to win. And in the end, his friends sadly die. Next up on the list is Jack of Clubs. On this one, you have to literally climb up a bunch of ropes, find the Jack, and knock him down from a drop that's like 100 feet that will kill anybody. This game is really hard because it requires a lot of strength, and it is very hard to grip on a rope sometimes. Next up, we have a Season 2 classic, the King of Clubs. This game is very unique, and it's also very hard because it contains a lot of strategic thinking. And it's also hard because only one team can make it out of there alive. In this game, you must gain points by, basically you have a watch, and you must tap people if you want to battle, and if you have more points than that one person, then you gain points. And if you gain negative 10,000 points, you die. There are tons more rules, but I can't cover it all here right now. This brutal game kills 6 people. Next game is Queen of Spades, also known as Freeze Tag. In this game, there's a queen and a king team. There's 4 people on the queen team and 19 people on the king team. Every round, one team is trying to gang players. The way you do this is you just tag the people's backs. The queen has an advantage because she can't get tagged. Neither can the king. And in this case, the queen is very strong. So the queen almost wins, but then luckily the king team wins. If you get tagged, you become a member of the other team, by the way. Next up, with 2 queens in a row, we have the Queen of Hearts. In this game, you have to play 3 rounds of the popular British game croquet without quitting. Doesn't matter if you lose or win. All you have to do is just play. But Arisu and Usagi can tell something's off. Then, after the second round, she stops them for some tea. She then somehow hypnotizes him, manipulates him, and pretends that she's his therapist and that he has no point living and he can't tell what's an illusion and what's not. She convinces him that his friends Karube and Chota actually died in a car crash, but that's not true. With Arisu feeling this sad, he's thinking about quitting, and that is the goal of the queen. This game is really psychological and plays with Arisu's thoughts, but in the end, he wins. Next up, we have the King of Hearts. In this game, we only get really small clips of it, and there are unknown participants who we don't even know who they are. But we can already tell that they are running away from some sort of beast, and in the end, they get caught. This game is really hard because you have no idea where you're going, and they end up going right into a dead end. Next up, 10 of Hearts, which is, you guessed it, Witch Hunt. In this game, there is one person who got killed, and basically, you are supposed to find out who killed them, who is known as the witch, and burn them in the fire of judgment. The thing that goes wrong about this game is tons of crazy people start killing tons of innocent people, and in the end, we learn that the girl who got killed simply killed herself, and she was the witch all along. Next up is King of Diamonds, which is known as Beauty Contest. In this game, you must pick a number, and then it will be divided by 0.8, and then there will only be one winner who has that number, and then everyone else loses 1 point. Once you reach negative 10 points, a bucket of acid gets dumped on your face. This is a hard one because you have to be really, really good at math to get this one, and only one person can win. Next up, we have 2 of Spades, which is Human Elevator. You have to hold on to whatever that thing is, and it takes you all the way to the top of the building, and if you fall, you die. This game just makes me want to puke watching it. This also reminds me of this really fun vertical drop slide thing I used to go on as a kid. And also, you never know if this poor man makes it out of there. Next up is the dreaded Jack of Hearts, which is many people's favorite game of Season 2, and maybe of all time. Basically, in this game, you have a collar that has a playing card symbol on the back of your neck, and you have to have people tell you what it is, and you have to tell people what theirs is. But the catch is, you can lie, and they can lie. And then you have to say what the symbol is, and if you get it wrong, then you die. This is a brutal game where you also have to find who the Jack of Hearts is, and in the end, Chishia carries. Now we have the 7 of Spades. This game is known as Boiling Death. A bunch of people are put in an arena, and little do they know, it is going to collapse. There's a lot of bursts of boiling water that will come out, and they have to escape the arena before it fully collapses. This game is really hard because you have no idea how to escape the arena. You don't know your way around the arena, and only one person survived this, and she lost her leg. Here we have the 5 of Spades, which is known as Tag. In this game, you're in a really big apartment area, and you have to find the key to one room that can shelter you. Why do you need 2 shelters? There's 2 freaking BoJack Horsemans with guns. This game takes a lot of luck, and it killed almost half of the players. Probably more. Oh, forgot to tell you, there's also a timer for a bomb that's gonna kill everyone, so you have to turn it off. And that's in the room, and there are about 200 doors. And for the hardest game in Alice in Borderland history goes to the King of Spades survival game. I could give a million reasons why this game is literally impossible. First, you got a literal killing machine hunting you down everywhere you go. Second, most people don't even have a single gun, and this guy has a sniper, an assault rifle, a pistol, and a knife, etc. He also served in the military, and he's wearing a bulletproof vest. So, how is that even fair? Literally, the rules of this game are just to kill this man, and not get killed by him. Thank you so much for watching. Give me more suggestions in the comments for future videos I can make.